Hello, Bashar. Hello again. So my question today is about the formula, as you may have guessed. We are taught to follow our heart's excitement. But the question has come up when I'm trying to spread this knowledge to others. What if the excitement isn't necessarily positive? So, for example, a violent person may find excitement in harming others. A racist might find excitement in harming someone of this particular race for no other reason than that they exist. A bigot, et cetera, et cetera. Or somebody that wants to sleep with a best friend's partner or like a relative's partner. They may feel very excited about this, but I assume that this is obviously different from what you're teaching with the heart's excitement. So how do we differentiate between what is the excitement we should follow? I hope that makes sense. Thank you.
You are using the term excitement in a very loose way, because the idea of someone doing harm to another is not actually following their excitement, even though they may call it such. You have to have the ability to discern the difference between excitement and anxiety. And just because someone is going through anxiety and acting out on anxiety and calling it excitement doesn't make it so. Excitement, by definition, is a positive path. That's how we're defining it. Excitement, passion, so on and so forth. The idea is to simply understand that if they are doing the definition of mechanical negativity, segregation, separation, diminishment, control, then these are not synonyms for excitement, because excitement has a positive definition. They are equal to anxiety and fear, and you have to recognize the difference whether they do or not.
Hi, hello, Bashar.
Good day, good day.
Wow, it's so joyful to feel your energy.
And yours as well.
I was in a very joyful state in the end of 2020, and I almost popped out of the physical dream. And yes. I felt that I cleared all my karma, but by...
Remember what we said about karma.
Oh.
Karma is not the idea of building up negative energy. The idea is to simply take actions that course correct you back into alignment with your true self.
Oh, yes. Thank you.
Yes.
And then, however, I made some decisions that maybe I met with somebody whose vibration maybe is incompatible with me. We met each other physically, very close to each other, and I felt that my energy almost broken up into pieces. Yes. And I had a really challenging year in 2021. But
congratulations.
Thank you. And by your help and by many beings' help, yes. Because I was in a multi-dimensional state, beyond the time and space state.
All right. Well, you always have help. You always have help.
Yeah. Thank you so much. And every time I see your title of your new transmission, I started healing myself automatically, and I feel much better now.
All right.
And but I found that till now I still have some challenging meditating, and when I wake up at night in the dream state, there are so many dreams, maybe bad dreams, and some emotions still coming up.
Yes. So, well, you may be working things out in the dream state.
Oh, okay.
Would you rather work them out physically?
I don't know. I'm just wondering if I can do something, if I really need to do something now to rebalance the energy faster, or is there anything I can do to help to rebalance the energy now?
Are you familiar with what we have shared with all of you called the formula, and are you following it as precisely as you possibly can?
Oh yes, of course I'm familiar with the formula, but maybe not precisely that much precisely.
Why not?
Um,
Is there something you're afraid of discovering within yourself?
I'm just wondering how to express myself, how to express my love and my emotion more accurately.
Well, are you acting on your passion in life? Are you acting on your passion in life?
Yes, as much as I can now.
Well, what makes you think you're falling short of expressing yourself? How would you like to express yourself that you're not doing? Can you describe the difference?
Um,
Can you give us an example of what it would be like to express yourself more fully as opposed to what you're now doing?
oh yeah. Sometimes when I communicate with people, um, maybe I can communicate with them in a more friendly way. But sometimes I um, get into my fear state,
Well, that's what I'm
and
telling you. You have fears that you haven't let go of because you haven't discovered the beliefs behind why you're holding on to them. So you need to do more self investigation to find out why you're choosing to hold on to those beliefs, why you think you need to do that instead of letting them go. That's the process that will help you let go of them and not be afraid to find them so you can let go of them. And then there will be no negative belief systems in you for you to have a fear reaction in your communications with others. You understand?
oh yes,
Well, then that's using the formula more precisely if you do that. And it will help you let go of those negative and fear based beliefs. But first, you have to discover why you're holding on to them. Remember, you don't hold on to anything that you don't believe serves you. So if you have a negative belief within you that is making you believe that holding on to that negative belief is actually a better alternative than letting it go, you will always hold on to it until you understand that there is nothing to be afraid of in the better alternative. So
yes,
dig down and investigate those beliefs. Listen precisely to what they are telling you. Listen to the story that the belief is telling you and realize it's nothing but a story, that you get to decide what works for you, and you don't have to buy into what the negative and fear-based belief is telling you you should be believing in. So do that
okay,
work and it will help you.
okay, thank
All
you.
right, you're welcome.
And there is an example. For example, if someone is keep telling me you can never win, and maybe I'm absorbing your energy, how do I respond to that person?
How do you believe that? Why do you believe that? Why do you
It's
believe what
totally
they're saying?
nonsense. It's totally nonsense.
Well, then act like it's nonsense.
Yeah, but I just felt a little bit sad that he would say that.
Why are you sad? Then that means you're buying into the energy. If a
No,
stranger, if a total stranger walked up to you on the street and said those things, would you pay them any attention? No, because they don't know who you are. Just because you know someone doesn't mean you can't react to them or respond to them as if they were a stranger when they say something you know has nothing to do with you and everything to do with their own fears. They're just projecting it on you because they're afraid to look within themselves and let those things go. So if you know that and can view them that way, you won't react to what they're saying in any sad or negative way because you will know that they're just working on their own issues, even though they may be projecting them on you. And therefore, you can simply feel compassion for them and understanding for them and not sadness for them. See them as powerful beings and allow them to work through their own issues. Don't see them as something sad or you're depriving them of being reinforced in the positive direction. All you're doing is reinforcing the negativity that they're already experiencing within themselves that they're afraid to look at, and that's why they project those things on you. Make
oh,
sense?
thank you so much. Yes.
All right.
And one last question. I'm wondering how do you use your body as a light bulb spaceship to shifting between dimensions?
It's a matter of changing the frequency to match the frequency of a different dimension, which our ships can sense.
Oh,
Remember, our ships are intelligent. They are solidified projections and light projections of our own higher minds. So they're connected to multiple dimensions already and can tell the difference vibrationally in frequency between one and another.
oh, okay. So the body is really not. It does not belong to a certain dimension. The body will have a different frequency in different places.
Yes, exactly so. And a different way of seeing and perceiving it. Yes.
Okay. So I'm just learning more about the body, the essence of my body.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay. Thank
All
you.
right. Have fun. Thank you. Good day.
Good day. Thank you very much.
Hello, Bashar. Question about dreams. So a little while ago, I heard you explain to someone how dreams about being in airplanes and other kinds of vehicles can be screen memories for actual contact experiences. So 2 days after I heard you say that, my husband, who had not heard any of it, comes to me and says, I had the weirdest dream. And this is already weird because he doesn't usually remember his dreams. So he said in his dream, they were on a plane and it was going straight up. And then they were in a big hangar and that there was a large general there who was looking for me. And then they found me and we all got into an Explorer and we were driving around. The synchronicity of that was really fantastic. And my question is, who was this general? And why were they asking him where I was? I mean, I'm guessing that they would know how to find me if they needed me, right? Thank you.
This is a representation of a classic so-called abduction experience going from a smaller craft into a larger craft, a mothership, so to speak. The general is a projected telepathic representation of someone in authority in a way that your husband could understand, could relate to. And they were trying to see how much ability he had to sense his connection between him and you. They knew where you were. They wanted to see if he knew where you were. It was a test of growing telepathic communication through the connection of relationship and love.
Good day, Bashar. I'm so grateful to be here. I'm very excited.
All right. Thank you.
I have a number of questions.
Yeah.
My wife passed away last month.
All right.
I've been trying to coming to terms with this reality.
All right.
Is it possible or am I allowed to know if did she complete her life team before leaving?
Yes.
Okay.
And now it continues in the afterlife by allowing you to reach out to make more connections with her in spirit. That's part of the theme as well.
I see. Because I still feel a sense of guilt in me.
Why?
I'm not sure if I've done anything. I've not done enough, or have I done anything wrong?
No, you've done fine. No, you've done fine. You're fine. Don't worry about it. This is all prearranged. It's all pre-planned. It's by agreement. The timing is correct for this. Don't spend time there. Otherwise, you are preventing yourself from experiencing the connections that she can be making to you.
I see.
So let go of all that. Breathe a sigh of relief. Let go. And just open up in love, in your heart, to receive whatever it is that she will send to you. And eventually you'll begin to feel it more and more strongly, and you will realize that guilt has nothing to do with this agreement and this experience.
I see.
All right?
Because every time I think of her, I start to cry because
Well, you're in grief. I know. You're letting go, and you're rearranging your understanding of your relationship, and that's fine. But remember that if you consider this to be a loss and keep defining it as a loss, then anytime she may attempt to communicate with you or contact you, you will only experience that connection as grief. So the more you let go of that idea over whatever time it takes, the more you'll be able to realize that she is actually communicating with you a lot more often than you might think.
Okay. A few days ago, I was talking to my son,
Yes.
encouraging him to connect with my wife, with his mom, and
Yes.
suddenly he actually saw the spirit of my wife floating on air. I'm just curious, why did my son is able to do this?
How old is he?
10 years old.
That's why. Because he hasn't learned not to do that. He is more open to the idea of spirit, more open to the idea of what is possible, whereas most adults on your planet have been taught to think that those things are not possible. But he hasn't done that. So he is more capable of perceiving beings in spirit because he hasn't blocked his ability to do that with all of the different things on your planet and your society that you tell them are simply not possible to do.
Okay.
Children are very open this way.
Is there any ways that I can encourage him to have such connection?
He has the connection. The most important thing is for him to teach you how to have the connection, not to encourage him, but for him to encourage you by knowing that he has just shown you it's possible.
Okay, understand. Okay. Another thing is, now as a single parent, what can I do to best educate my children such that they'll grow up in a balance, as a balanced adult?
Well, as we have said before, you teach them the formula. You teach them that they are as powerful as they need to be to attract whatever they need in life without having to hurt themselves or anyone else in order to attract it. Tell them to trust in the way their life unfolds and in synchronicity to bring them what they need in perfect timing, not to rush or be desperate, but to live in the moment. You can help them learn in certain circumstances how to make positive choices, how to understand the consequences of their choices, and get them to understand how to move forward in balance in that way. So you can teach them all these things, but they can also teach you some of these things as well if you pay attention.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you so much, Bashar.
You are very
So
welcome.
grateful.
Our unconditional love to you and hers to you as well.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Hi, Bashar. I was also wondering about the animal that Willa suggested that we connect to connect to her, which is the fox. And that is a little bit, well, that is a predator in our time. Now, in her time, is it also a predator? I know you said as we evolve that we wouldn't have as much predation probably. So I was just wondering how much predation is in her time. Thank you very much.
Almost none. There is more of a symbiosis that is taking place in nature, and there is a certain period of time in her history where that actually happened in a certain time period more rapidly. Certain shifts were observed, and suddenly many animals that were predatory either shifted their behavior in certain ways, grew in certain ways, or shifted or changed in certain ways physiologically to allow them to become more symbiotic, or simply died out and are no longer existing. So the fox in her time is not the fox of your time. It is a very different kind of an animal, even though it has some similar looks to it.
Hi, Bashar.
Good day, good day.
So excited to be here with you. Recently, I've been playing with the idea of channeling. Usually, I just do it with my children. It's very comfortable to do it with them. And
all right. So when you say you're exploring that idea, do you mean doing it for people beyond your children? Is that what you're saying?
I've done it where I've recorded myself, but I often have challenges in the recording.
Challenges of what nature?
Like the sound, my voice doesn't get picked up by the microphone.
That can happen. Your energy is fluctuating. Your electromagnetic auric field can affect electronic equipment sometimes when you are expanding it in certain ways and when it contains frequencies that are different than the normal frequencies of your planet. it can interfere with electronic equipment. This has happened with us many times in some public events where the cameras simply refuse to work.
Thank you.
Yes.
So the beings that I'm connecting to.
Not going to go deeply into that.
Okay.
First and foremost, you will connect to your own higher mind, maybe some of your spirit guides. Get to know them, get to know yourself, get familiar with the process. But as we have often suggested, one of the best ways to do this is to actually channel for other people who are asking questions, who really want to know the answers, because then you can get out of the way and let them pull the information through you, like grounding it like a circuit, instead of sitting there wondering if what you're getting is accurate or even worthwhile. Let someone pull the information through you if you really want to practice vocal channeling.
Yeah, one of the things that I've been that have been holding me from doing that sometimes is I feel how can I stay grounded so that the information that comes through is clear. Sometimes I
don't worry about it. That's how. Whatever happens is what needs to happen. Remember, you're practicing. You have to go with the idea that, hey, I may not get anything. Hey, I may get something that's misinterpreted. Hey, I'm just learning this. So let's go with the flow. This is just for the point of practicing. You'll figure it out. You'll get a better sense of when it comes through in the way that it needs to. But at first, you have to let go of all of that. You have to let go of needing to be correct, needing to be accurate, needing to get anything at all. You have to let go of the idea that you might look silly or strange or sound silly or strange. You might have to let go of the idea of what other people might think. Remember, channeling is not just for bringing through information for others. It's a process that also is there for the channel to learn who they are rather than learning who the entity is, to become more of yourself, letting go of those things that don't work for you, refining the process as you go along. It's for the channel as well as those receiving the information. So as long as you make an announcement at first to the people asking questions that you're just new at this, you're practicing this, you don't know what's going to happen, but you're going to trust whatever comes through is what needs to come through, and you're going to trust that even something not coming through is what needs to happen at that particular moment until you can get more familiar with what's going on and be more comfortable with it. Then things will change and shift. And you might even find yourself doing channeling in a different form altogether, but that's up to you. Does this help?
Oh, absolutely. Yes. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I'd like to ask one more thing. The world sometimes feels very intense, and I understand the idea of looking at things through a glass window or glass wall.
Yes.
But sometimes I still find that, particularly with what's happening in Ukraine,
Yes, yes.
I get a sense of helplessness.
Then do what you can. Act according to how you are able to in some positive fashion. There are many ways to support what is going on. We can't talk about this too deeply because we are not allowed to get involved in your politics. Nevertheless, look around. There are options available to you to do whatever you can to be of assistance in the situation. So let go of your fears and take whatever actions are positive in whatever direction synchronicity brings to you that you're actually able to take some action on. There are many organizations who are being of assistance. You can participate in whatever way works for you.
Yeah.
All right?
Yes.
All right. Thank you. Good day.